So on this Friday, let's get a little weird and explore our weirdness. And it's weird that the word weird itself has a very weird origins. It's not at all what we may think it is, because we think weirdness is strangeness and how unusual something is. But actually, weirdness can be traced back to control, fate, or destiny. And if you've read Shakespeare, Macbeth goes into these characters, the three witches or the three sisters, and they are all about controlling human fate. And they had an odd appearance. So in that sense, weirdness, the weird sisters, became more associated with being strange or unusual. And there's a left-right brain connection with all this, because to be normal, to uphold the status quo, to be in the group and conform is all what the left brain is about. It defines the comfort zone and desperately seeks to stay dead center in the comfort zone. The right brain really is different and what we might call creative, because it's exploring options. It's the anomaly detector. It's looking for something unusual. It steps off the path and explores and desires the unknown and the uncertain. And that, of course, is the heart of creativity and art. And so here we are in the middle of all this, because I just did a video on free will and determinism, and we can connect this, because when we talk about fate and destiny, on the one hand, it's very threatening to the left brain, because it takes away the left brain's ability to make its own choices and control its own fate. On the other hand, when we talk about the right brain, destiny and fate sound pretty meaningful to our existence. They give a framework, a context to the bigger picture of our life, and it feels like we are part of that bigger picture. So you have to remember that when we talk about weirdness, there's a positive way with the right brain looking at art, creativity, and being weird is actually something kind of cool. But the left brain looks at being weird as you've stepped outside of the lines. You're no longer part of the norm, the conformist group that defines what normal culture is. And so I thought it'd be fun to do a few exercises. This is all coming from the workbook. And I think I haven't even looked how many chapters. There's like 45 short chapters in the workbook, and they're all exercises. And being weird and exploring your weirdness is just one of them. And I'm not sure how many I've gone through so far, but these are always, these exercises are how you approach them, rather than the details of, how explicitly you follow the rules with this. Because when you look at the left brain weirdness it conforms out of fear. The right brain, when it explores art, creativity, and weirdness in a positive way, it's all about having fun. And so in this exercise, you know you're doing it right if you're having fun. And so just a couple ideas. One thing I always find fun is when you're in the middle of small talk to get weird. And so maybe you're talking about the weather, then you just throw in, it is strange that we're conscious beings, and my consciousness has this impression that it's in my skull, and your consciousness has the impression, I'm imagining, that it's in your skull. That really breaks the norm and the comfort zone and gets a little bit unusual. Or even something just like, do you understand consciousness? Or isn't it strange that we're babbling apes? And does anything that we're talking about really have any meaning? And again, that's just my suggestions. If you really want to be weird, it has to be your path of weirdness, and you can't follow someone else's, but I'm just getting the ball rolling, as they say. And in the book, I talk about weirdness in costumes. So all these costumes we wear are weird and strange, because if we went to different cultures or different times in human history, this would look strange and unusual. But I guarantee you've got something in your closet that the right brain thought was an artistic expression, and then you never wore it because the left brain came in and said, that's just too weird. So one of the ways you can practice weirdness is finally get that out and have some fun with it. And if you don't have some fun with it, you know where that's coming from. That's the left brain using its conformist tendencies to stay within the non-weirdness category. And so the left brain conforms out of fear. The right brain explores because it is the inner artist. It is what is weird in all of us.